Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Jasmy update. It's day number 1020 of the bear market, and I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, everything is going according to plan. So what we were looking for the last couple of weeks is this Bitcoin price that he's saying that, you know what, this is the single most important chart in crypto at the moment, and you can see that we are following exactly as we would have anticipated. So basically what you see on top right here is the Bitcoin price back then in 2020 before it made this huge run to the upside part, and we are exhibiting the exact same thing right here. You can also see this kind of distribution that we had back then. We can also have the same distribution here, and then you can see the Y accumulation pattern here, not making any new lows. We have the same thing happening actually here, and then this kind of accumulation period that goes on here, we have the same thing. So you can see that we have gotten to the end of this fractal here, where we had this break to the upside here, which is represented by this huge break to the upside here. So what is expected next is a backtest of this range here. It can actually be very, very quick, maybe in a matter of a day or something like that. And then the price will continue to go to the upside. But what does that even mean for the Jasmy price at right? Well, basically, the market is doing well when Bitcoin is actually doing well. So Jasmy, XRP, any other crypto coin that you want to think of is actually going to be benefiting from this wallet that we are having in Bitcoin at the moment. So we are looking forward to continue even going higher right here. The minimum that I think the price is going to run to at this moment is something like $48,000. But there are a lot of things that are going to happen during that moment that I can tell you with a high degree of certainty. If you have never experienced euphoria in this market, welcome. This is the time it happens. And let me go ahead and show you right here in the chat. But before we go any further, I just want to remind you that I'm actually running a giveaway of 100K Jasmy coins to be like a winner. So there is gonna be a live stream on the 1st of January 2024 here. Just to appreciate the Jasmy community. This is a really great community, and I appreciate each and every single one of you who has tuned in to watch any of the content that I produce here. So all you have to do to enter the draw is make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and also make sure that you comment anything you want in any of my Jasmy videos. So that 33K Jasmy that somebody is going to win can actually turn out to be 33K in the future, according to the technical analysis that I'm going to show you in a minute. So with that being said, let's quickly jump into the Jasmy price, and you can see here that yes, what we were looking for is exactly what is happening. When we were down below here, we're anticipating a huge break to the upside here, violent, that we actually said here when we were below that resistance. It's going to be as if the resistance never happened, and then we're going to back test it. Exactly what we said is happening right here, not because, I mean, we just want to take credit, but you know, it is what it is. But so what is going to happen next year for the Jasmy price set? Well, it's really, really simple. It's looking like we are going to go ahead and backtest that resistance that we had at $0.008 per Jasmy, which obviously comes with the narrative right here. This is when Jasmy was put into the innovation zone. So somebody was telling me that, you know what, Jasmy is not going to have a huge rally to the upside until and unless it's taken out of that innovation zone. But I don't believe that is going to be the case, really, because, you know, the general rule in market is that the market moves in tandem. You're going to see Jasmy just behaving as any other altcoin out there. So my expectation for Jasmy really doesn't depend on any of the narrative or what. It's just pure technical analysis, ignoring all the news and that, because really those things, most of the times, they really don't help you. So Jasmy is looking to test that resistance one more time. I mean, it's actually looking at it like a magnet at this point, because you can see the amount of touch points we had in that region right there, right? So coming off of a strong support as well, that's something that you always want to see. And with general market in very, very good and comfortable positions right here, this resistance is going to be broken. And I think this is the single most important resistance that is going to open all the doors here for the Jasmy. But just as a reminder here, we were actually looking at a trade that we opened right here. I don't know why I deleted this, but there was a trade that we opened in the last video here, saying that we've got a very good risk to reward ratio here, targeting something like 0.0063 thereabout. So that trade right here takes profit right around that level. I mean, at this point we are already in profits. I haven't checked how far we've gone, but we're looking at a 2.21 risk reward ratio there. So that's something that is going well at the moment. I was saying that 0.008 is the main resistance that we need to break, and that's the key to many doors here on the Jasmy price, because you can see here that we are still looking at this falling wedge. And as I've said already from the beginning, that this whole price action that you see was just a backtest of that break of that resistance that we have. So we have this falling wedge on a 1 weekly time frame, and you know, the falling wedge is actually one of the most successful patterns in crypto and in market in general, because I mean, statistically speaking, it has something like a 66% chance to go ahead and reach the price target here. So the price target will be the top of the wedge, and you can see here with the Jasmy price target, it coincides to something like 9, 10, 11 cents thereabout. So there's also another way you can play around with this falling wedge, which should actually be a little bit much more conservative, and you can actually take a look at the price target of something like 4.5 cents thereabout, something that is also very possible. But then again, you also see that even on a weekly time frame here, the main resistance that you need to start breaking right is that $0.008 per Jasmy range there. So that's also something that we need to be watching out here on a weekly time frame. And I'm actually pretty optimistic here because remember, we're pointing out that, you know what, with the MACD, for the first time in history, in the history of Jasmy, we have had upward momentum here for 5 straight weeks. And that was the indication that, you know what, the ties have turned, and now we are looking at the RSI. It's very difficult to read, obviously, on a 1 hourly time frame, on a 1 weekly time frame, sorry, for Jasmy. But yeah, this was also a good indication that, you know what, we are ready for a pop to the upside. And once we start getting back to the 60 marks here, I think this is the moment where euphoria is going to be hitting the market. So get ready for that here for Jasmy. But then again, this is not even the ultimate price that is here for Jasmy. You've heard me saying that Jasmy can actually go ahead and do something like a $1.20 in the best case scenario right here, for me at least. And I still believe something like that is going to happen. So just take a look at the Jasmy price set here. This is, I mean, the whole history of the Jasmy price set. But if you zoom in enough, you can actually see that we have somewhat of a very optimistic fractal down here in the Jasmy price set. I'm going to show you how it compares to previous bear structures here. This is Jasmy. This is Cardano actually back then in 2018. And you can see the same structure that Jasmy is exhibiting here is basically the same thing that Cardano was doing. So where is Jasmy here? This is Jasmy. Let's actually make it look much closer to that. And then we have got Cardano right here. We also have got Sia Coin having the same thing. We also have got Ethereum doing the same thing. There are so many other altcoins that you can find this signature move here. And basically what we want to see here is, from a time frame perspective, how far are we close to the completion of the bear market, and really how high can we go. And we are going to be doing that with like a very simple tools here. Take a favorite retracement tool from the very top here to the very bottom of the structure, and you can see Ethereum here. I mean, if you take a look at the market cap, you can see that it managed something like a 4.236 favorite retracement level. But I mean, from a chart perspective, we'll actually work with 3.618. And that will actually take Jasmy, if we apply the same rule here from the very top to the bottom of the structure here, just considering like the top of the Jasmy coin as something like, 33 cents thereabout, you are looking at something like this, your best case scenario, which I was just mentioning here, something like $1.20 thereabout, right? It's showing $1.38, but just simply because I actually, missed the bottom most likely here, but it really doesn't change a lot of things. So let's just adjust it a little bit here. But, this is the best case scenario as I've just mentioned right here. But we also had coins which never went back to those previous highs there, right? The best example that I can give is Sia coin right here, which actually from its bottom of the bear market to where it got, even though it didn't get back to the previous all-time high, it's something like an 85x, even outperforming Bitcoin, which had like very huge rises from its previous time high. So from its previous all-time high. So really sometimes it's just important to pay attention to the multiples that you are making on a certain coin, rather than whether it's going into a new all-time high or not. But unfortunately, a lot of people get dragged into the coins which are kind of trending right here. So here you see with Sia coin managing something like 8.5 a few adjustment too, but for some reason I don't know why this chart changes over time. Sometimes you can see it hitting the 786 fibro adjustment level. So I mean, anywhere between the 0.5 to the 786 fibro adjustment level is the worst case scenario for Jasmy, right? So coming back to Jasmy, taking a look at where those fibro adjustment levels are, we are looking at the worst case scenario. Remember, worst case scenario 16 cents for Jasmy, between 16 cents and 26 cents. That's the range that you are looking for, the worst case scenario. For the best case scenario, you're looking at $1.20. But then again, we also have another example here, which Cardano managed something like a 2.618 fibro adjustment level there. So from the very top right here to the very bottom, you can see Cardano right here managing something like a 2.618 fibro adjustment level. That for Jasmy would actually be coinciding with something like 86 cents, that about an 86 cent Jasmy is something that is very, very possible. Obviously, right now, nobody is believing in these figures because, they seem to be far-fetched, but look at what happens when you get to 5 cents. The next big price target would be, 10x from that, right? So you are looking at 50 cents. And then from there, you're looking at like a 2x from there. So it's something that is very, very possible that Jasmy can do these things. Right now, it's unbelievable, yes, but just take a look at this. We are not even going as high as the previous high. Obviously, the circulating supply at that point wasn't as high as it is today, but there is really, really massive opportunity in this altcoin, right? And even from somebody who doesn't even know any technical analysis, you would actually be expecting that, well, from this structure, right, and maybe you would actually be testing this level back and see where that takes you. That takes you to something like 84 cents thereabout. So huge opportunity here in Jasmy, in my own opinion. That's why, I ignore all the narrative and, I just focus on the charts right here and see what has happened in the past, what was worked before. And this is exactly what I just work with right here. So if you like the technical analysis, I'd kindly ask you to delicately tap the like button there. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this Jasmy updates. So I promise to show you a trade setup at the beginning of the video. And I was actually talking about EOS. Now, what you notice here with the market is there are two kind of structures that you are seeing. One is this kind of falling wedge that you are seeing across the market, and most of the market is actually recovered back to the highs that were made back then in August and September of 2022. But we have laggers in the market, obviously, like EOS, that haven't done anything up until this point. And when these moves starts happening, they're just going to happen all of a sudden. So I'm preparing for a trade right here. Preparing is actually not correct because I'm already involved in a trade targeting something like $1.90 here for EOS with something like a 1:5 or 1:6.25 risk to reward ratio here, and my stop loss is set at something like 0.5, 0.49, something like that. And this is a Hail Mary trade right here with like very good leverage on a 3x leverage. You are looking at something like this 170 or 180x multiplied by 3, 180%, sorry, multiplied by 3. That's something that I consider as a very, very good deal right here. So just to put it in perspective, if this trade is entered with something like $100, you could actually walk away with something like $560 thereabout. So it's a good one in my own opinion. The problem only is that with leverage, you could actually lose everything that you put there. So if you want to be trading, you should be ready for that. But moving away from that and focusing on the market cap of crypto right now, we can still see that the Wyckoff accumulation pattern that we were following, for the last couple of weeks is playing out as exactly as we anticipated. And this is one of the best patterns in the market because, it's just really, really reliable. This is the longest accumulation that you can see here. And when we start moving, we are still going to continue very, very positively to the upside right here. And it's just going to be reflecting across all the market. That's why you even see me opening like aggressive, like long positions at the moment here because, there are opportunities right now. And usually this is where the market gets euphoric. So I think I'm taking my chances right here. But obviously, none of what I say is financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I'll have to see you on the next one. Take good care of yourself. Bye.